Everyone, thanks for joining. Today is day number 6. Today we'll learn about TLOC extension and then we will move to policy section. Now this transport locator extension is like normal thing. It's not a big thing like, uh, what you are doing here that you will go and extend the transport, and here you will see all these interfaces that you will see here. They will be part of VPN 0. So there are some caution that we need to take care in this. And what's the prerequisite for that? So let me explain you the prerequisite. Check this diagram. In this particular diagram, if you see clearly, you will find that you have this edge device having one ISP connection, and this edge device having only one ISP connection, right? So if this will go down, that means it will lose its control connections. It will not know that how to reach to the devices like VS Smart, vManage, etc. The same is true with this link, this device as well, that if this link will go down, it will not reach to their ISP. So for that, what we are doing and what options we have, that you can go and connect back-to-back cable in between these two devices. Back-to-back cable means that you have two routers, right? They are connected with ISP like this. And then they have some LAN network and maybe LAN or whatever underlay WAN may be there or LAN may be there. Anyway, so in that case, what we are doing, the technology or trick is this, that you can go and connect back-to-back cable, right? Now, if you go and connect back-to-back cable, this back-to-back cable need to be extended from one location to other location and other location to other location. That means that one cable will not solve the purpose. That means you need to go and connect two cables. Okay, so we have option, either we should have two physical connection, or over one physical connectivity you should have multiple sub interfaces or at least two sub interface, right? So why we need two sub interface? One sub interface you will simply go and configure T-lock extension. That's the configuration, T-lock extension. And the other interface configuration will look like this configuration. Same way, if it is configured, if we are configuring T-lock extension on this interface, so the other side, opposite interface, you have to go and configure the T-lock extension configuration, and this interface configuration will look like very much similar to this interface configuration. That's the logic we have. That's the configuration we have. Straightforward. So here you will see that we can go and extend it. Why we are doing this configuration? Because now if you go and do this configuration, so this device will be logically like this. It has one ISP and two ISP. Physically, still you will see that the physical connectivity with ISP is one, but underlying you have this underlying connectivity. So logically, the device will think that it has two ISP connectivity, means it can get the control connections from two different places. Okay, so that's the idea about this. Now, what about the configuration? Let's see. So you can go to that interface and you have this T-lock extension configuration for that interface. Over that you have the IP other side. So uh, this particular router, if you are configuring this router you have to go and configure three VPN 0 interfaces or transport VPN. So three transport VPN configuration you have to do. One is the actual one where you are configuring the T-lock extension, and one where you are extending the T-lock like this configuration. So that's the reason if you see here the example, I have given a very clear example here. So for that particular device, for one of the interface, we are doing this T-lock extension. Then you can see MPLS connect, you can see internet connect, right? So like that you have two different configuration and one is already there by default. Three different VPN 0 configuration you have to do it. and then it will work as it is. Some JSON format output is also there. Said, any doubt in this concept? It's straightforward.
Yes. Like what I wanted to know that when on the V edge, how will we know that T-lock extension has kicked in? Is it like the default gateway it will change, or is using command? Is there any things we can check that okay, our main internet is down, or um, T-lock extension has kicked in now?
Is it is down or up?
Yes. Like if internet, like if for VH1, suppose this is the site network has VH1 and VS2. Okay. So if like MPLS connection goes down, so definitely the TLOC extension will kick in to route the traffic from internet, right?
It's very easy. See, when we are using TLOC extension, so instead
Mm.
of one ISP control connection, you have two ISP control connection. So you know
Mm-hmm.
that that particular site, what exactly is your physical connectivity. Now, if you see only one physical connectivity, that means that one is down. It's easy and straightforward. And let me quickly show you that configuration item. Although we do not have TLOC extension configured here, let me quickly see. If I go to branch one, let me try to log into this CS device. So over the CS devices, you know that whenever you are doing the configuration, you have to start with SD-WAN. Ah, TLOC extension is there. I think we haven't configured, so maybe it's not there. Hmm. I don't have TLOC extension configured. Otherwise, I could show you that more control connections are there.
Mm-hmm.
So while we are forming this for one of the branch, so one of my branches, I can go and see that less number of control connections. After this TLOC connectivity, we have more. If it is down, you can easily understand which is up and which is down. Okay, let me write here. You want to learn about TLOC extension configuration and all. Let me check. If in any of my lab, if I have TLOC extension configured, I will check that and I will show you that in next sessions. So don't
Okay.
worry. I'll mark it here and let me see. Just give me 1 minute. I think I have
Mhm.
this in my. Let me check in other window. TLOC extension, right? TLOC extension. Configuration wise, 100% I have in my YouTube video. Let me try to configure it. I think I can. Okay, I think it is there. One second, I'm checking.
Sure.
Okay, it's not there actually. So let me go back to the. Hmm. So if I go here and let me try to form TLOC extension, I can show you that. Device template. So CSR branch, two devices are there. You have to go to transport and management VPN, and TLOC is there. Okay, I think I have done that. TLOC extension. So good news that we have TLOC extension here, right? So
Okay.
yeah, in this lab, I will share you that this lab. I think I have done this. And now I can explain you that how you can test it and all those things, right? So don't worry, I'll show you that. So this configuration, I'll show you first of all to this particular branch. If you go, let me open that. Branch one. If you go and check, show run interface. First of all, I need to check what interfaces we have. So let me check show IP interface brief. Sorry for that. So I have interfaces. This is my, you can say that out of band management interface. Then I have one, two, three. These are my ISP facing in, you can see the IP address 100, right? And this is my service VPN 10. This is my service VPN 20. This is my service VPN 40. So over these
Mhm.
three interfaces, gigabit Ethernet 2, 3, and 4, one is VPN 0 and 2 is used for TLOC extension. Okay. So let's see all this configuration one by one. Sure, an interface gigabit Ethernet 2, 3, and 4. So if I go to 2, normal configuration. If I go to 3, normal configuration. If I go to 4, you know how this is in CSR. It will show you like that. Let me go to the SD-WAN. So I will go to config transactions. Show SD-WAN or so configuration and then SD-WAN. Okay, SD-WAN. And then what I'm looking for, some interface and gigabit Ethernet 2, 3, and 4. So if you check 2, obviously it will not come like this. No, no worries. Multiple options are there. So if you go to the SD-WAN and then we will go and check the, not even this full configuration. SD-WAN. Show full configuration. Should show, right? Yeah, it's showing. So let me show you this. Now here I can filter, I think so. I don't want to show you full. Show full configuration and of carrying a joining. Let allow him to then SD-WAN and then the interface. Okay. Two. Let's focus on 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now you will understand that how, first of all, configuration is happening. So I told you that one interface will be configured like this, where we have the TLOC configured. So here we have three interfaces. One interface that is going towards the ISP. In my case, I have MPLS on this, on where CH1, branch 1 CH1. I have the MPLS. Okay. Then one interface we are extending, we are configuring like this TLOC extension. And one other interface, this configuration, this is, see the color, internet. So I told you earlier what was the case, that if we have the TLOC extension, if I have drawn the diagram, let me go back. Here it is. So suppose if this is your MPLS, and this is your internet, right? So we are here on this router in MPLS. So this interface configuration is gigabit Ethernet 2 normal VPN 0 configuration. Then gigabit Ethernet 3 where we have the TLOC extension. This is suppose gigabit Ethernet 3, and this bottom is gigabit Ethernet 4. So this gigabit Ethernet 4 configuration should be like the internet configuration, INET configuration. And this is your MPLS, so normal physical interface. And here you are doing the TLOC extension. Okay, so like that we have the TLOC extension configured. Now I will answer your question as well, don't worry. So if I come here and if I write show control or SD-WAN control connection, because this is CS router, SD-WAN control connections. Now you will see that it will form the control connection over MPLS and internet, right? MPLS, but what is its own physical interface? Its own physical interface is nothing but MPLS. But since we have the TLOC extension, so you can see this number of control connections over MPLS, over internet for the, here you can see that 1.12 is vSmart, 1.22 is the other vSmart, and 1.10 is the vManage router, like that. Okay. Now, if we go here, now your question was that how I will come to know that it is going via the internet or it is going via the MPLS,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Right. That is the question. So traffic is never traversing via the control connection. So no traffic will go via this. Traffic will always flow via the IPsec tunnel, right? The
Yeah,
tunnel that
right.
we have. So then we can go and check. So SD-WAN, IPsec inbound output connectivity. So at the moment you can see, and you should have one fixed target. So suppose I am on branch 1 and where is my target? Suppose this branch 2 is my target. So 10.4 is branch 2 system IP. So branch 2 I can reach via MPLS, I can reach via internet. So both reachability I have for this particular branch. 10.1 is the data center. So for data center 1 VH1, I can go via MPLS and I can go via internet. So at the moment with this configuration, I have separate, like, I have MPLS tunnel and I have the internet tunnels, two tunnels to reach to these branches, right? But I know with this configuration that actual interface is MPLS. My actual physical interface is this. This is coming via the configuration that we are doing for TLOC extension. This is coming with help of TLOC extension configuration. So if I go and for example, shut down the TLOC interface, these control connections will go. That's the easy way that you can check, right? Do you have any doubt?
Yes, like here, the control connection is getting built through MPLS as well as biz internet, right?
Yes.
So while IPsec it is sending the traffic, uh, suppose we have application uh, awareness routing, AAR.
Hmm.
Okay. So in that case, like if I have selected that DC traffic will go to MPLS and Microsoft O365 traffic will go through Biz Internet,
Okay.
right? So how like using
See,
command, I
my
want to
point here is
see.
this. My
Mm.
point here is this that T-lock extension is just a way that will provide you extra connectivity, right?
Yes.
So you have now two connectivity. Now coming to the application aware routing policy. Suppose we have two application A and application B, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
for application A, if you go and pin, like now we have multiple option. That what options we have? That application can load balance first. Application can strictly go via MPLS. Is MPLS is not there, then it will go to internet, right? Option 2. Option 3, that application will go via internet, and if internet is down, it will go to MPLS. Like multiple options we have in the application aware routing policy configuration itself. So for example, I have one application that I never want to go via internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can restrict this policy within the application framework itself. I'll show you that if MPLS is down, traffic will down. Traffic will never go to internet. That option is there. Then option is there that you want to load balance. Both circuits are healthy, you want to load balance. So that option is there. Or the option is there that one is preferred, and if one is down, then it will go to second circuit. So all options are there in
No,
the policy. Hmm.
that is fine. The confusion I have, like,
Hmm.
we have two CH, right? One CH1 is terminating MPLS and the CH2 is terminating biz internet,
Okay.
right? And for traffic that would go through biz internet, that will go through TLOC extension,
Okay.
because from it is how it is configured, like all the traffic will come to CH1, and from CH1 it will check where it wants to go. If it wants to go like DC traffic, data center traffic, where we have hosted some application server, internal in the application server, that will go through MPLS. And I have configured that if means cloud traffic or O365 traffic, that will go through internet, that is terminating on the CH2. So in that case, definitely it will go through TLOC extension that is configured between CH1 and CH2, right? So
Okay.
in that case, like if I want to troubleshoot whether traffic, I have configured something like that, and
Means
whether traffic is
I
going
got
through.
your point. I got your point. So is again I can give you answer now also,
Mhm.
and you will understand. But this is anyways going to covered in application aware routing policy. Let me show you that. So I'll give you answer now also. You can check that if it is important to you. You can go and check that. So let me show you this how it is. There is one command.
Yes,
With that we
please.
can check
Because
that.
while troubleshooting, I generally get
Yes.
confused that how the
Yeah.
traffic is going uh,
Don't
in
worry.
different we have
Don't worry.
means they have configured different
Application
policies.
aware route policy. It should be my older video. Okay, so let me if you watch this video, there is one command. I'm going to use this command. Let me show here on top. Show policy tunnel path VPN 10. See, where is your application? It is in service side VPN, right? Where
Right.
is your user? Leave that. Where is your user? User
User
is
is
in some
inside.
service VPN, right? Inside,
Mhm.
service VPN, right? And
Yeah.
now you assume that I have one user in branch 2 that is behind VPN 10. Okay. And
Mhm.
my application is in data center, and that
Right.
user is using some application related to voice, RTP, real-time protocol, right? So now I want to check that which actually tunnel. So I have two tunnel. Leave that T-lock extension and all, because by the end of that T-lock extension is also providing you what? Two different circuits, MPLS and internet. So in one
Mhm.
of my branch, I have two circuits, internet and MPLS. Now I want to know specifically that my traffic is going via MPLS or internet. Okay. So I
Mhm.
want to check that my RTP traffic from this particular branch to this particular destination, which circuit or which color it is using. I have only two color. I have MPLS and I have internet. I don't know that how my application is going via this direction or via this direction. So there is this command. If you run this, it will tell you that it is going via MPLS, and it will tell you that which is the tunnel it is using. Okay. Now in this lab itself, if you watch that, what I have done, I have increased the loss latency jitter parameter in MPLS. After that, once I go and increase, I have shown this 5 packet you are seeing here, right? 0 0 you can see in the list. Now you can see this is 200. Let me highlight.
Mhm.
You can see 200, 495, 222, etc. That means that SLA got breached. Now, if the SLA got breached, if I go and run the same command, you will see now it is going via internet because I have configured my policy like that. Okay. So now it is going via this. Why? Because again in this example itself, I have shown the SLA as well. That which SLA is breaching and why it is going. So if this SLA got breached, link got changed. This is there. Okay, you can watch this recording. Anyways, I will cover this in our lab also. It's actually easy to show as well. But via CLI, it's fast. If you want to see this change in the SD-WAN GUI, it is slow. But in the CLI, it will be like immediately it will show you that, oh, I'm going by this path. So watch this recording.
Okay, so in this case, like we have both the internet, like MPLS and internet, both are terminating on the same CHs,
Yes,
CH.
same CH. Yeah,
Okay.
same CH. Yeah.
Can you please ping this link?
Yeah, I already put here in our chat. Have a look on that.
Okay, okay.
Right. Good questions. Okay. All right. So let's move to that topic. Actual topic that we have today is what was that topic? Policy section we want to start. And it is like black screen. Something happened. Policy gone. Anyways, let me open this. So what was that block site? A small blocks. Um, this is the link. Todd, you are asking about that link. This is the link.
You probably shared it. I'm not finding it. Could you just share that again?
Yeah, in the chat group, you can see that.
Okay, got it. Okay.
But in this, if you go, you need to scroll. So a lot of scrolling is there. You need to go to check day 1, day 2, day 3, etc. Like that, we are inside day number.
6.
Yeah, means day number 6 recording, but we are inside day number 8 or 9. So week number. So you can see the topic here. We are in day number 10 actually. But these links will not work in this blog. You need to scroll down. If you
Oh,
scroll,
okay. Okay.
just scroll. All the topics are there. Some YouTube links are also there. Later on, I'll go and update with our YouTube videos, our recorded sessions.
Okay. Okay.
Let me scroll down. Okay, so now we want to learn about policy. What I will do here, but today I will go and explain this just for next 15 minutes. Okay, and in next class again I will go and explain this because this is actually a very important topic, and I want you to understand this SD-WAN policies in detail and deep. Okay, so let me open a blackboard here so I can draw something. Policy in SD-WAN policy. So this policy, it has two parts. What type of policies we have? Let me use some other color so you can.
Centralized and localized.
So we have the centralized and 100%, right? Yeah. We have centralized policy, we have localized policy, but in general, we have actually control policy, right? And we have data
Data.
policy. Now this control policy and data policy, further, it has two parts, right? Further, this can be centralized control policy, right? And it can be localized control policy. So if we go and draw this chart, it's like this. Now, control policy in SD-WAN, what does it mean? Control policy in SD-WAN, it means, you know, it means that the routing policy. Routing policy is actually the control policy. Now, routing doesn't means like only BGP type of routing or OSPF type of routing and all. Little bit like, we can think little bit more. Like it will provide you service chaining, traffic engineering, all advanced routing, everything. Basically, not in a strict term, but in loose term, you can say that routing is control policy is kind of routing policy we have. And what about data policy? This data policy is something that is local to box. It's, it's very thin line here. Means if you study more and more and more, then you will understand more about these policies and all. But thin lines are there because you know that from policy, from where you are creating those policy, VS Smart, right? And where you are enforcing the policy, edge devices. So there is one term that I define for my classes and all, CAE, CAE, configure, right? Apply and execute, execute. Now, if you do CAE at the rate of CAE, so I'll start from CAE at the rate of VS Smart. That will be nothing but your control policy. Everything will be reside to the VS Smart controllers. And the edge devices will get those information via OMP update. But if C, like configure and apply, is happen with respect to VS Smart, but the execution will happen with respect to VH, that is nothing but the data policy. Right? That means if you open the VH box and if you see that policy, you can see it. So we can go to that edge device and we can run the command show policy from VS Smart. You can see that if it is a data policy. If it is a control policy, you will not see that within the VS devices. Okay, so that's the important thing we have, you know, in between the control policy and data policy. Policy, two parts: control policy, data policy. Again, localized, centralized. Centralized means obviously operated from VS Smart. Localized means still operated from edge device. Now here again, you may think, oh, it's a local policy. That means what is the role of VS Smart then? Actually, no role of VS Smart. Since it is a control policy, since it is a control policy means what? Since it is a routing policy, and routing may be local to that box like OSPF, or OSPF some route policy, or OSPF some redistribution, right? Within the service side VPN 10. If I am running OSPF within service side VPN 10, and there if I am doing some OMP redistribution and all those things, right? So that I need to define as a local policy. That means it will be defined as a device configuration template. I have to go and push that configuration per device from the local policy. This localized policies are per device. You have, if I go and log into the vManage, let me quickly log into vManage. Let me show you this. So if I go here and if I go to the policy section See this localized policy, centralized policy, and then localized policy. If you create this localized policy, for example, app visibility, deny, etc., some defaults are there. Now, if you go back to the configuration and templates, device templates, if I go there, and if I go to any of these device template and if I try to edit it, this is what I'm within the device template, right? If I go to additional template, you will see here this option policy. Now this policy is not the centralized control policy. This is what? This is the localized policy option where we are getting within the device template. It is not going via OMP update, right? From the VSmart push and all those things. Correct? So that's the key differentiator we have. So many differences are there, right? First of all, you have to understand that what is the control policy. And then in control policy itself, you have variations, centralize and localize. Localize means this will come via the device template. Centralize means it will go via the VSmart OMP push, right? And in control and data policy also we have difference. If it is a control policy, everything will be operated from VSmart. If it is a data policy, it will be operated from VSmart, but the actual execution is happening at the edge level. Now in data policy also you have centralize and localize. Localize means that it will come via the device template. Okay, so many variations are there. That's why policy is little bit complicated thing in Cisco SD-WAN. But if you learn this step by step, you will understand this. Okay, so just one more thing I will cover here and then we will stop for the today's session. In fresh next class in a fresh again I will explain you all this policy framework and everything for 1 hour, and we will do some lab as well, such as hub and spoke and some control policy we'll try to build. So policy, right? So let's go back to the policy. Let me clear the screen. Now if you see this policy in Cisco SD-WAN, then how we can go and build the policy. So to build the policy you need interesting traffic, that is nothing but the list. Interesting traffic, like what is the application, what is the VPN, what is the TLOC, what is the color, all the, what is the site, all this list, who is the interested party, right? So that will fall under the list. Then you need to go and define the policy build up. How you are building the policy, right? Like route map is a policy in Cisco. Route map is a policy. How you are building that? So route map name permit 10, then access list, then policy, then route map permit 20. So here I have defined one nice trick to memorize this. A MAD, 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 match, take action. So within a sequence number, suppose sequence number 1, SEQ sequence 1. Then sequence 2, then sequence 3, then sequence n. Everywhere you have this match action, match action, match action, and then the default. The default is, by default, it is deny all at the moment. Think like this. So this is the policy build up. This is phase 2. Then phase 3, you need to go and apply the policy. So this policy build up, we have actually three different phases. Three different phases. Phase 1, define the interesting traffic. Then phase 2, the policy build up. How you will go and build the policy. You will sequence 10, sequence 20, sequence 30, MAD. Match, take action, default. Default will come later. So once you go and define all the policy, all the sequence, then by the end of the statement, you have default action. Default action, permit all or deny all. It's up to us generally. By default, it is deny all. And then apply the policy. Apply policy is 100% of times, all the times with respect to site list. Always we are applying to the site list. Now, if it is a control policy, in control policy, in to out and out to in, we have different direction. I'll explain you the direction. Don't worry about that next class. But data policy is bidirectional. So data policy, you don't have to choose the direction. Direction means from VH to VSmart or VSmart to VH. In data policy, they are bidirectional. But control policies, they are unidirectional. So you are going from branch to data center, right? That is one policy. Then you have to create one more policy, that how traffic will come from the data center to branch. So out to in and in to out, they are different directions. Okay. So just up to here, you focus on my blog. In my blog, maybe I have these build-ups and all those explained. Have a look on these policies from your side. Next class, I'll go and cover these policies in detail, and we will perform two labs at least. One is Hub and Spoke, and one is VPN membership.
Okay. So next
Okay.
class will be
Weekend, yeah, Saturday, Sunday. Yep. Same
like
time,
timing.
the same time.
You were telling to prepone it.
Prepon means some time, daylight time
Yeah.
changes were there, right? In
Right.
US.
Mhm.
That's why. But this is the time because you are in Dubai. Or let me pause the recording 1 second. Sorry for that.